So we said purpose is in the preparation. Purpose is in the relationship. Purpose is also in the timing, right? So what's about purpose, and you're going in there, yes, you have the vision, it's bigger than life, but you have to also understand the timing and the season that you are in. And what I mean by that is that you don't put yourself in places where you're not qualified yet, and you're putting yourself in situations where you're financially not able to handle it yet, but because you want to be in there so bad, you miss the timing. I remember when I first started speaking, and one of my great friends out here, I'll name it Shay. Shay Brown had a great platform. When I first became a speaker in 2016, it seemed like he was all over the place. And I wanted to be there. And I remember they were doing this platform at this time, and they were going to video me up, and they were going to have a whole entire package, and it cost $5,000. Now, as a new speaker coming in, I was like, $5,000. I realized that I was not the ideal niche client. But 5 or 6 years down the line, as I continue to build my brand, as I continue to build the Champ I Am brand, and now it became known, what happened was I came back around and I was able to use those services. And I'm like, wow, look at God. What was the lesson that I learned from that? I could have been the speaker that looked at that and said, I'm supposed to speak, I'm purposed to speak, I don't have the money, and everybody's asking me for money, and I could stop speaking. I could have stopped speaking for free. I could have stopped my journey. And believe it or not, some people stopped their journey because they looked at their journey and realized that they didn't have resources. But you know what? Resources come in times and seasons. And as you start to mature and build your platform, what happens is the resources come to you. And what happens is you understand the resources that you have can be allocated towards your purpose. Right now, how much money are you spending and just throwing away because you don't spend money with purpose in mind? You spend money with the situation rather than purpose. That was for somebody because it was for me. And when I realized that, what happened? My job became a resource. The promotions that I got on my job elevated me for more resources that I interviewed with my purpose in mind, right? Because I understood time and season. I knew that I couldn't just walk off my job. Everybody was trying to convince me to walk off my job. And I'm like, no, don't let people convince you to walk off your job if that's not your purpose. Your job might be the very resource that is given to you to fund your vision and your purpose. So we said purpose is in the preparation, purpose is in the relationship, purpose is in the timing and the season, but and purpose is also in the impact. Over the past 9 years of Champ I Am being in business, it wasn't always the money thing that hit first. The money's coming, but it wasn't always the money that hit first. It was the impact. As I would continue to speak to the world, I started to see the influence start making the impact. And as the final leg of the race in this marathon that I'm still running, it is the impact, it is the lives that you are changing that is making you valuable. If you keep looking at you building your platform, if you're a speaker, if you keep on looking at your business and you're just chasing the dollar, dollars can sometimes dry up in certain seasons, but impact will open new doors. And what I began to see is as I became more purpose-minded in my relationships, my timing, and my preparation, my eyes were open for opportunities. And all opportunities are not financial, but many opportunities that are not financial may open doors for you to become financially able to do that. And one of those areas was when I volunteered in my community of Camden, New Jersey, to start an open mic for young people in Camden, New Jersey. Now, I was not one of the founders, but I kept it going. And I'm the main person keeping it going with a team of young leaders to this day. That's been about 9 years now. To this day, we're still into effect, and we're impacting the world, and we're impacting young artists. New artists are coming up with music every time we come to this open mic, they're finding and discovering their purpose, right? That opened doors for me to become a commissioner for the arts. That opened doors for me to be able to create an anti-bullying ambassador program for the city of Camden that they use to train young ambassadors to fight against bullying, right? Those gave me opportunities. And by doing all that, that opened up an opportunity that didn't pay me at that time, but was part of the reason why I was invited to speak on the panel at the Yale University's Black Student Union Coalition panel that they have. They have a Black Solidarity Conference every year, and we were part of that panel, right? It was those things that opened that door to Yale University, which then opened doors to a college that I'm now teaching leadership at, and to young leaders that we're doing to this day. All those things led up to that paid college opportunity. It was preparation, it was relationships, it was timing, and it was the impact. Listen, the best things in life are going to take time. What you want to do is build your business, build your platform in such a way that it holds your weight, that you understand that your platform that is being built is not going to be an overnight platform, but it's going to be a lasting impact.